Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic how the transportation happens in the plant. Now the thing is here ki what sort of material need to be transported inside the plants. The way we are having a circulatory system so as to transport like oxygen and whatever the excretory product they also need to be transported in the same way. There is a requirement in the plants also to need to transport various substances like gaseous substances. Some of the hormones also need to be transported. Excretory waste need also to be transported from the place where they are generated. So we are going to discuss about the transportation in plants. Okay, so we have discussed earlier how plants take in simple compounds such as carbon dioxide and photosynthesize energy stored in their chlorophyll containing organs, namely leaves. Here we are talking about the process which is known as the photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, the plant has taken the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and released oxygen, which is a very essential component, as well as plant has synthesized its own food in the presence of the sunlight. And for that, they require a important pigment that is known as a chlorophyll. Okay. Other kind of raw materials needed for building plant bodies will also have to be taken up separately. Other components also required, like sunlight is required, water is required. For plants, the soil is the nearest and richest source of raw materials. So, from where they are going to take the essential materials, they are going to absorb those essential materials from the soil itself. In the soil, there is availability of nitrogen, phosphorus, and other minerals also. So the absorption of these substances therefore occurs to the part in contact with the soil. So you must be knowing the part which is there in contact with the soil is definitely roots only. Okay. And if the distance between the soil contacting organ, here soil contacting organ stands for roots, and the chlorophyll containing organ, and here we are talking about the part which is synthesizing the food, that is leaves. These are small, then the energy and raw materials can easily diffuse to all part of the body, plant body. Means if the distance in between the leaves and the roots are less, then they can easily diffuse. But if the distance is more, then the diffusion cannot meet the requirement whatever is required. Okay. But if these distances become large because of changes in the plant body design, then diffusion process will not be sufficient to provide raw material in leaves and energy in fruits. Okay, here this statement code for whatever the materials they have absorbed through the roots, it cannot be provided to the entire plant body with the simple process of diffusion. And whatever the food they have synthesized inside the leaves, it cannot be easily transported to the roots, because you must be knowing each and every part of the plant require the food. Okay, they require some sort of special tissues to do the work of transportation. So a proper system of transportation is therefore essential in such situation. And energy need differ between different body design. If the body design is very simple, then the energy need will be less, and the body design is complicated, then the energy need will be more. Plants do not move, and plant bodies have a large proportion of dead cell. Plants are unable to move, that we all are knowing, and they are having a major proportion of dead cell in the form of bark. Okay. As a result, plants have low energy need because they are not going to move from one place to another. That is the reason they doesn't require much amount of energy, and they can use relatively slow transport system. तो slow transport system भी अगर है, then it will be okay for them. Next thing, the distances over which transport system have to operate, however, can be very large in plants such as tall trees. Means the distance can be more if the height of the tree or the tallness of the tree is much. And the plant transport system will move energy stores from leaves and raw material from roots. Okay, so roots are going to absorb the water, minerals from the soil, and it is going to transport that substances to the entire plant body to the leaves of also, ठीक है, and whatever the leaves are going to synthesize, that is in the form of the food, that food is also going to be transport to the entire body. So they are having a special tissue system for that. These two pathway are constructed as independently organized conducting tissues. Conducting मतलब जो लेकर के जाएंगे, they are also known as vascular tissues also. One, the xylem moves water and the minerals obtained from the soil. So what is the function of basically xylem? Here we are going to talk about the two tissues, that is a xylem and phloem. And this xylem is basically meant for the transportation of water and minerals. While we are going to talk about the phloem, then phloem main function is to transport the food from the site of photosynthesis, from the leaves where they have synthesized to other parts of the plant body. We have studied the structure of these tissues in detail in class 9th also. Next, transport of water. In xylem tissue, vessels and tracheids of the roots, stems and leaves are interconnected to form a continuous system of water conducting channel reaching all parts of the plant. See, xylem itself is a complex tissue, and it is having a different components, that is a xylem vessel, xylem tracheid, xylem parenchyma. Okay, so these are the components, and the detailed version is available in the class 9th. At the roots, cells in contact with the soil alternatively take up ions. So what soil is going to do? Soil is going to transport its ion inside the root. So root will be absorbing with the help of the suction pressure or the cohesion force, and this creates a difference in the concentration of these ions between the roots and the soil. See, soil is having the more concentration of ions. When these ions are going to be transported inside the root, then there will be the difference which is going to be there. Water therefore moves. Because of this ionic movement, the water is going to move now inside the roots. Water therefore moves into the root from the soil to eliminate this difference. इस difference को balance करने के लिए ही वाटर सॉइल के वाटर रूट्स के अंदर एंटर करना शुरू करता है, किस डिफरेंस को मैनेज करने के लिए? दिस आयनिक डिफरेंस, आयनिक बैलेंस के लिए. This means that there is steady movement of water into the root xylem, and that is the reason only root xylem is going to absorb the water, creating a column of water or the channel of water that is steadily pushed upward, and whatever the water droplets it is going to absorb, it will be there in the form of the sort of attraction in between them will be the cohesion force. Okay, and however this pressure by itself is unlikely to be enough to move water, and there will be the pressure difference in between the outside the atmosphere of the root and inside the root, and that is all because of the pressure the water is going to be absorbed. And next one, upper surface where the leaves are there is a transpiration. Transpiration means but whatever the excess amount of water will be there, it will be released in the form of the vapor. So ultimately there will be the deficiency of water in the upper part of the plant. That is the reason they are going to suck that water from the lower part of the plant. Okay, uh, that is the reason because of the pressure gradient, the water is going to be moved upward. And plant uses another strategy to move water in the xylem upward to the highest point of the plant body. So here the ultimately the two things are going to work. The first thing, the ionic balance, other thing the cohesion force in between the molecules, and the third thing which is the most important, the pressure in between the different areas, means on the upper surface of the plant or the top part there will be the water deficit will be there. That is the reason they are going to be suck the water from the bottom part of the plant. Next, provided that the plant has an adequate supply of water, for the absorption of water, the water supply should be there inside the roots. The water which is lost through the stomata is replaced by the water from the xylem vessels in the leaf. Whatever the water loss which has taken from the surface of the leaf in the form of transpiration, that deficiency is going to be fulfilled by the water absorbed through the xylem channel. In fact, evaporation of water molecules from the cells of a leaf creates a suction. This part only I have discussed. Suction means they are going to start sucking from the down part of the plant, which pulls water from the xylem cells of the root. Next, the loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial part of the plant is known as transpiration. This you must be knowing, the sort of loss of water from the small openings which are present on the surface of the leaf, that are known as stomata. Stomata is going to release the excess amount of water. Okay, so whatever the water they have absorbed, hardly they are going to use 1 or 2% from that. The remaining water is going to be transpired out. Thus, transpiration helps in the absorption and upward movement of water and minerals dissolved, and in it from roots of to the leaves. It also helps in temperature regulation. Also, when the water is going to be loose from the stomata, ultimately there will be the cooling effect in the plant, and the water is going to be expelled out. It will provide the cooling sensation. So, it is known as temperature regulation. The effect of root pressure in transport of water is more important at night. Night actually there is a less transpiration. Okay, because that time the temperature will be fallen. So during the day when the stomata are open, and moreover during the night the stomata are closed also, and during the day the stomata are open. So the transpiration pull becomes a major driving force in the movement of water in the xylem. तो xylem के अंदर वो force जो water को ऊपर खींच करके लेके जा रहा है वो क्या है आपका transpiration pull. Make it important, go through it properly. Transport of food and other substances. So far, we have discussed the transport of water and minerals in plants. Okay, now let us consider how the product of metabolic processes, particularly photosynthesis, are moved from leaves. This was all about the transportation of water. Now we are going to proceed with the transportation of food. Okay, so whatever the food the plant has synthesized in the process of photosynthesis, where they are formed, कहाँ पे बनता है? Ultimately it is going to be formed in the green part of the plant. Green part basically means when the plant is in a young stage or the juvenile, basically that time its stem is also green, it is containing chlorophyll, and leaves are also containing the chlorophyll. So leaves are throughout the life doing the process of photosynthesis, but during the young stage the stem is also performing the function of photosynthesis. This transport of soluble product of photosynthesis is called translocation. Again, mark it important and go through it properly. ठीक है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन अभी आपने पढ़ा, दैट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वाज हैपनिंग इन रेफरेंस टू द वाटर. Now, when the food is going to be transported from one place to another, then it is known as translocation, and it occurs in the part of the vascular tissue known as phloem. There is another type of complex tissue that is known as a phloem. The way xylem was having different components, the same way phloem is also having the different components, but they are working together so as to perform a single function, that is the transportation of food. Okay. Beside the products of photosynthesis, the phloem transport amino acids and other substances also. So the transport of food and other substances. So far we have discussed the transport of water and minerals in plants. Now let us consider how the product of metabolic processes, particularly photosynthesis, are moved from leaves. See, whatever the food this leaf has synthesized, food made by the leaf, it is going to be transported in the down part of the plant as well as upward also. Actually, the transportation of water is one way only, means from the down to the up only, but when we are talking about the translocation of food, that time it may be multi-directional, or you can consider it in the form, so wherever the food will be required, it will be transported to the entire body parts. So are moved from the leaves where they are formed to the other parts of the plant. This transportation of soluble products of photosynthesis are called translocation, and it occurs in the part of the vascular tissue known as phloem. As we have already discussed, we are having the two sort of complex tissue, xylem and phloem. Xylem is going to transport the water as well as minerals, while phloem is going to transport the food. Okay. These substances are specially delivered to the storage organ of roots. Some roots are also going to store the food. So whatever the transportation need for that, it is going to be transported with the help of phloem only. Fruits and seeds and to growing organs also, whatever the growing organ, it may be flower, it may be fruit, they also require the food. So it's sort the whatever the transportation is required, it is going to be performed with the help of the phloem. So here in the picture you can see that there is a channel in which water and the minerals are getting transported. So water and minerals from the soil is available to the leaf, and whatever the food this leaf has made, it is going to be transported upward also, downward also. The channel which is transporting the food is known as a phloem tissue, carry food down from the leaf. Here it carries food, phloem tissues carry food up from the leaf, so it may be multidirectional. But when you are seeing the transportation of the water and mineral, it is always unidirectional, मतलब नीचे से ऊपर ही जाएगा. Xylem tissues carry water and dissolved minerals from the roots. Got it? So here the process which is happening over here, that evaporation of water from the surface of the leaf, that is known as a transpiration. So three terms you have been given, like ट्रांसलोकेशन. ट्रांसलोकेशन में क्या होता है? ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ फूड. और आपने पढ़ा ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ वाटर में, जिसमें जाइलम इज बेसिकली रिस्पॉन्सिबल. ओके, let's proceed further. The translocation of food and other substances take place in the sieve tubes. Basically, होता क्या है? Phloem is having different components like phloem parenchyma, sieve tubes are there, companion cells are there. So they all together are going to perform the transportation of food. So the translocation of food and other substances take place in the sieve tubes. Sieve tubes क्या होती है? Basically these are the tubes, that cylindrical tubes in which there is a sort of pores or the perforation is there. छोटे छोटे छेद होते हैं, ठीक है. From that small pores, whatever the food is there, it is going to be transported because of the pores inside the tube. Okay, with the help of the adjacent companion cells, and the companion cells are lying on the lateral sides. Okay, companion basically stands for the sort of friend which is sitting just side by side to you. In the same way, they are having the companion cells. So sideways transportation is going to be done by the companion cells, and that longitudinal transportation is going to be done by the sieve tubes, both in the upward as well as in the upward downward direction also. Unlike transport in xylem, which can be largely explained by simple physical forces, the translocation in phloem is achieved by utilizing energy. So यहाँ पे क्या चाहिए आपको? Energy is required so as to transport the food. Okay. Material like sucrose. Sucrose basically, sucrose क्या होता है? Basically it is a form of carbohydrate or the glucose you can consider. It is going to be transferred into the phloem tissue using energy from ATP. ATP क्या है? Adenosine triphosphate, that is produced by the mitochondria. This energy is going to be utilized for the transportation of food which is there in the form of sucrose. This increases the osmotic pressure of that tissue, causing water to move into it. And because of the concentration of the sucrose also, this water is going to move. Okay, this pressure moves the material in the phloem to the tissue which have less pressure. So wherever the less pressure, less osmotic pressure of the sucrose will be there, the sucrose is going to be transported to that place. This allows the phloem to move material according to the plant's need. So phloem is going to transport the food, whatever amount is required, with the help of this osmotic gradient. For example, in the spring, sugar stored in the roots or stem tissue would be transported to the birds which need energy to grow. So during the spring season, when the plant will be flourishing, it will be having more sort of flower. That time, whatever the food required, it is going to be transported from the phloem itself, because for that transportation energy is also required. So this was all about the transportation of food as well as water inside the plant. And next topic is still remaining, that we will be continuing in the next video. By that time, go through this much. Thank you.